Okay, let's talk about staying safe when we are meeting new clients in their home. So, this is something that us women have to worry about in particular, and it's not only something for interior designers, architects, people in the design industry, it is also for real estate agents and really anyone, people who curtain measurers, like all sorts of people who have to go into clients' houses by themselves often, and how to stay safe. Now, very sadly, whenever I post this sort of thing up on my Instagram page, and what I am doing with this, by the way, is I thought I would do a little series based on some of my Instagram posts that have been very popular. So I've got thousands of posts over on my Instagram page. Come and have a follow over there if you're not following me there. And I can only go into so much detail on those posts. And then also, I have lots of comments that come in on those posts that I think help to give some more context and some more insight that I can then share here on my Instagram page. So I'm going to do a little series like this where I'm going to go into a bit more depth on these topics, and that's what we're going to be looking at today. But what I was going to show you is this, which I think is a little bit sad, which is a comment, and not the only comment like this on my Instagram post when I did post this, which is about someone saying, don't you think you're being a bit paranoid about this topic? But I'm not being paranoid. If you can be prepared in advance for things that could happen to you when you go into a client's house, you are going to be setting yourself up a lot better than if you have never thought about this topic before. And I know lots of designers don't think about this topic. They don't even consider their personal safety before they go into basically a stranger's home. So what I want to do is go through this little checklist, and this checklist is a mix of my own ideas and then some of those ideas that other designers have had and in that post. And actually, interestingly, if you do come and have a look on my Instagram page and find this post, you'll see in the comments here that the person who said, don't you think you're being a bit paranoid, have a read of some of the comments and some of the things that have happened to other designers when they've been out on site visits and consultations and things like that. So this is not something that is just a make-believe thing, or that's something that I'm just being paranoid about. This is something to really be considering. Obviously, different parts of the world, you're going to have different levels of safety issues. So, that's another thing to obviously be cognizant of. But yeah, it's definitely something that we should be considering. So let's have a little look through this checklist and talk about each of the things. So first of all, take a prepayment for the consultation. Now, I like to do that for lots of different reasons, and safety is only one of those reasons. I like to joke because even though this is a serious topic, let's just have a little joke about it. Like, I like to hope that someone who's going to murder me or attack me or something won't want to pay in advance for that experience, but they might. So it's only one sort of level of caution that you can take in terms of your safety. So take prepayment for the consult. The other reason for doing that, of course, is that you're going to get a much more serious caliber of client. And I found that because I had taken prepayment with my clients, that most of them went on to take additional, to move on with additional work with me. So it is a multifaceted reason to do the prepayments for consults, but we can talk about consults in a different video. That's not the purpose of today's video. So take prepayment for the consultation. Do a really good Google. So this is not only good for just good customer experience and just for the sales meeting preparation side of your initial design consultation, but it's also for your safety. So go to Google Maps, have a look at like, where is the location, where can you park, what sort of surroundings are there places to get out, like what's it, just Google the clients, have a look at them up on LinkedIn, like, are they sensible sort of looking people? That again won't protect your safety necessarily, but just, are they legit people? Is this a sort of legit place? Does the neighborhood look okay? Does the house look okay? Those sorts of things. So just Google them, just know what you're getting yourself into, know what the environment's going to be like. It just is something to know in advance. Obviously, and this is always said in the comments, take someone with you if you can, but I worked by myself. I didn't have staff. If you have design assistants or other people who you work with in your studio, definitely take someone with you. It's always better to do that rather than go by yourself, but that is not possible for all of us. So obviously, if you can't take someone, you can't take someone, and I couldn't take people. So this is why my personal safety is super important. Ask for dogs to be tied up and secured. Even if you're a dog lover, you don't know what kind of dogs they might have. So I always used to just say, I've got an allergic reaction to dogs. It's much better than saying I don't like dogs. I don't, because some dog owners can be a bit weird about their dogs. So I just used to say I have an allergic reaction to dogs. Can we please have the dog secured outside? And that way I knew that it wasn't going to jump on me and lick me. And, some people have massive dogs and they're happy for their dogs to jump on people and stuff. So, and some people will use that as an intimidation tool as well. So ask for them to be secured and tied up. hold your phone as you arrive. So I would always be holding my phone when I arrived at the front door. And I've never been in a situation where I've had my safety compromised. There was one situation where a guy made me feel quite uncomfortable, but it was a borderline safety thing. It wasn't so much safety. He was just a really, really odd guy and just made me feel uncomfortable. And then there was another time where I took a consultation at night and the neighborhood was weird and not very safe feeling. And so I did feel very uneasy that night as well. And it was a couple at home, but I was like in their house at night and stuff. So again, I took a lot of consultations in the evenings because when I first started my design business, I was still working in my corporate job and doing my design business on the side to sort of like hustle my way through to getting my business off the ground. So I did do quite a lot of evening work and weekend work. In hindsight, many of the times when I went in the evenings, I felt the most unsafe. And that's just because it's nighttime. So again, if you can avoid doing things at night, obviously that's probably going to be better and you'll feel easier as well. Anyway, we were talking about the phone. So just hold your phone as you arrive. And this was a tip that a friend of mine gave me actually, who also did like in-person stuff. She has a business where she does like CPR training for people. And so I asked her once and we were just talking about it. She said, I always get my nurses to hold their phone when they arrive. And if they have any sense that they feel that there's something off, they'll just like pretend, oh, sorry, excuse me, and just like take a phone call and just like walk off and then leave. It's kind of a weird thing to do when someone first answers the door, obviously. And as I said, I never had to do that, but it is a safety measure that you can do to sort of like, it's better to look weird than it is to put yourself in danger and do something that like is that you feel like go inside if you feel that there's something off. So hold your phone as you arrive. Never go inside if you feel uncertain in any way at all. Now that's really hard. I'm a people pleaser and I'm sure lots of you are people pleasers as well. I'm not sure I would have been very good at that because, you know, someone's paid me and, you know, like, I don't know, it's sort of like some people are weird and stuff. So those two scenarios that I gave you, like if I followed this rule, never go in if you feel uncertain, I probably shouldn't have gone in. And it is better to look silly than to put yourself into danger, but you know, I did. So anyway, that's the tip. Take it or leave it. But like if you're a people pleaser, it's hard to do. Make sure someone knows where you are. Now, my husband has tracking on my phone. He always had that, but he's fairly useless. So he was still working in corporate back in the day. And I'd say, okay, I'm going to a design consultation. You've got my tracking on. Here's the address of where I'm going. I should be out by X time. And then I will text you when I'm done to let you know that I'm finished and that I'm safe. And then sometimes I'd forget to text every now and then. And do you think he followed up and checked? I mean, maybe he was looking on the thing. I'd like to believe that's what was happening, but I don't think so. So I think it's more just a case that he was in a meeting and like didn't think of it again. So maybe by that evening, if I wasn't there, he would come looking for me, let's hope. But at least he knew where I was or what had happened. So make sure there's always someone who knows where you're going. If that can be someone in your office, they're probably going to be a bit more reliable than a husband who's at work in meetings, but could be your mother, could be a friend, could be anyone. So just make sure someone reliable knows where you are and when you expect to be finished, and then text them when you're done. Scan for an exit plan as you arrive. These are the sort of things that people think sounds paranoid, but like just be prepared. So just think, okay, well, where can I get out if I need to get out? I also, speaking of the phone, used to carry that the entire way through a consult. So I used to say, I'll just carry this in case I've got to take some photos or some notes or whatever. Gives you an excuse to hold on to it. And just have that safety sort of thing if you need it. Like obviously if they're going to attack you or something, they're probably going to take your phone as soon as they do that. But it used to make me feel a little bit better to just carry it around with me. Park your car also in a place that you can't be parked in. You don't know if there's other people in the house. Like try and just suss out what's going on with that so that no one can like go out, park you in, and then there can be like a thing going on where you can't escape. Don't have any food or drink, no water, no snacks, no wine, nothing. For obvious reasons, like they can put stuff in that. So just don't do that. You're there to work, so you don't need to be taking drinks and food and stuff anyway. And this one was a tip. This was something I hadn't thought of, but it was a tip in the comments of that post I was showing you and other posts that have gone up. If you're going up and down stairs, make sure you go in front of, especially male clients. So sexist, I know, but any clients, but particularly male, go up first. I know, yes, you'll probably think they're going to be looking at your butt and whatever, but go up first and then go go behind them coming down, because you're less likely to be like pushed down the stairs. So that was a tip from someone in the comments and something I hadn't thought of. So passing on the stuff that other people have shared with me as well about this topic. So the main thing overall is to trust your instincts. So if anything feels off, if you don't feel comfortable, like, you're not there to be feeling uncomfortable in any situation ever. So if you do feel that way, don't go inside. If you're inside and you feel uncomfortable, just leave. You can always refund the consult later, all of those sorts of things. So, money is not worth it if you feel that your personal safety is at risk. And those are just some tips. So yeah, it's a topic that, let's not panic. Let's not, be ridiculous about it and overly worry, but let's just be prepared. Let's just take a few safety precautions, and you never know when that might just set you in good stead. So just wanted to share that with you. And if you like this, please let me know, because I think doing some more detail on some of these posts, if there's any of the posts in particular that you would like me to talk about, please just let me know. DM me on Instagram will be the best way to do that, and I can talk in more detail about anything, any topic, or any of these posts in particular. So come over and follow me at the Little Design Corner over on Instagram, and I can make more videos like this in the future. So hopefully that was helpful, got you thinking about that topic, and I'll chat to you in another video. Bye for now.